Okay. Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to discuss about pleural effusion. So, what about pleural effusion? Ngayon, ma'am, tubig sa baga. Oh, that is correct. Ano po? To be specific, pleural effusion is the excessive collection of water in the pleural space. Ano po? What is pleural effusion? Isa-isahin kasi natin para madali nating maintindihan. Ano po? Plural, remember the word plura? Plura. Ayan. This is what? This is the space between the chest cavity and the lungs. Ano po? Pag sinabi naman nating effusion, this is simply collection of fluid. Yan. So, to make it simple, pleural effusion is what? Pleural effusion is what? Is the excessive collection of fluid within the pleural space. Ayan. Oo. Ganun lang po ka-simple yun. Ano po? Ayan. Bakit problema or bakit nagiging problema kapag maraming tubig sa pleural space? Because it restricts lung expansion. Ano po? Ang nangyayari, nalulunod yung sarili nating lungs, ayan, sa loob mismo ng chest natin. Ano po? You're being drowned from within. Yun ang nangyayari. Ano po? So, ano nga ba ang causes nito? Ano po? Ayan. So, let me show you the anatomy of the pleural cavity. Ano po? Kung makikita nyo dito, saan ba? Pointer. Yan. This is your lungs, di ba? Ayan. So, nag-visualize tayo of a certain part, which is the pleural cavity. So, you have here the chest, parietal pleura, the visceral pleura, and the lungs. And in the middle, you have the pleural cavity. Ano po? This is a space. Ano po? Oh, that is normally, may matatagpuan ka dyan na, ano yan? Pleural fluid. Pleural fluid that normally lubricates the pleural cavity. Oh. Sabi mo nga, ma'am, bawal yung may tubig sa pleural space or pleural cavity. Actually, a small amount of fluid within the pleural cavity is normal. Ano po ang tawag natin dun is pleural fluid, which keeps the pleural space lubricated and actually helps in lung expansion and contraction during breathing. So, a small amount is normal. Ano po? Normal lang yun. Ang problema is kapag masyado ng madami ang water dito. Kapag napuno ito ng tubig, ayan, we call it now pleural effusion. Ano po? Bakit? Kasi puno na siya ng tubig, ngayon hindi na ngayon makakapag-expand ng maayos yung lungs natin, thus making it constricted. Diba? O. Ngayon ma'am, ano naman niya ito? This one, kung makikita nyo, this one, these red ones, these are your capillaries. Ano po? long capillaries. Long or plural capillaries. Capillaries na lang. Capillaries. And ito naman, itong green na ito, this serves as your what? Your lymph duct. Because normally, your pleural fluid, this is being drained from your capillaries like any other lymph, and it is being drained from the capillaries, ayan, dun siya nanggagaling, and then it is being drained away by your lymph duct. So, if in case, one of which, either your capillaries or lymph duct, magkaroon ng problema, usually dun nagsistart ang pleural effusion. So, isa-isayin natin. What are the causes? Ayan, nakasulat na dito. We have two major causes. It can either be too much fluid or pleural fluid is being produced. Anong tawag natin dyan? We call it either transudative, or exudative. Transudates or exudates. Ayan. Or it can also be because there is too little is being drained away. Anong tawag natin dyan? Ano nga ulit yung nagde-drain? Diba? Yung lymph ducts. Being drained away by the lymph ducts. Kasi di ba dun sa illustration, isa lang yun. Pero in reality, there are many capillaries and many lymph ducts within your pleural space. And they work simultaneously. Ano po? Oo. So, anong tawag natin doon? Ang tawag natin doon is lymphatic infusion. Lymphatic effusion. Okay? So, isa-isayin natin. Ano po? I already got an illustration from medcomic.com. So, sabi dito, kapag sinabi natin daw na transudative, it occurs due to the increased hydrostatic pressure o low plasma oncotic pressure. Ano po? For example, your CHF, cirrhosis, nephrotic syndrome, pulmonary embolism, hypoalbuminemia. Ano nangyari? There is low in protein and LDH. Pag sinabi naman natin exudative, it occurs due to the inflammation and increased capillary permeability. Kasi di ba, kapag when our immune system is at work, di ba, matitrigger yung inflammatory process. And when an area is inflamed, particularly if it's your lungs, di ba, there is increased capillary permeability. Opo. And because of the inflammation, there will be a higher than normal blood flow in the area. So, mas madaming nagli-leak na fluid sa capillaries ng lungs during this stage. Anong nangyayari? For example, the probable causes might be what? Might be pneumonia and cancer, tuberculosis, viral infection, pulmonary embolism also, and autoimmune disorders. Dito, high ang protein and high ang LDH. Diba? And since it's exudates, remember the exudates, it can be from serous, sanguinous, whatever. Ayan. And ang pinaka dyan, kapag infection talaga, especially if it's bacterial, pus. So, isa-isayin natin. Pag sinabi natin transudative, It is when too much fluid leaves the capillaries. Ano po? Ayan. So, meron tayong, dalawang pressure, di ba? Merong hydrostatic and oncotic. Anong pagkakaiba ng dalawa? The hydrostatic pressure is the force that the blood vessels or the pressure. Ano po? The pressure that is being applied by your blood towards your blood vessel walls. Ano po? 'Di ba? Kaya nga dito sa illustration natin, kung mapapansin mo, yung arrow, palabas siya. Ano po? Yan. Sulat natin para mas madaling yung matandaan. Hydrostatic. Ayan. This is the pressure or force. That blood exerts on the blood vessel walls. Ayan. So, of course, if your hydrostatic pressure is high, kapag mataas ang hydrostatic pressure mo, so, mas mataas yung puwersa ng blood, para mag-push against the blood vessel wall. So, remember that your blood vessels are kind of, semi-permeable, And if it's very, if the hydrostatic pressure is very high, eventually some of the fluids or some of the plasma will leak out of the capillaries. 'Di ba? Thus, kapag nangyari yun sa lungs nyo or in the pleural space, it will cause effusion. Ano po? In any other parts of the body, it will cause what? It will cause edema. Gets? Ayan. O how about oncotic pressure? Ano po? Pag sinabi nating oncotic pressure, ito yung kabaliktaran. Ano po? Oo. Ito naman, ang oncotic pressure, this is the pressure exerted by your solutes. Ano po? Pressure exerted by the solutes within the blood vessels. Blood vessels to keep or attract the fluid to remain inside the blood vessels. Ayan. Kaya dito sa dito sa illustration natin, yung oncotic pressure, yun yung papasok. Ano po? So, what kind of solutes? Ngayon ma'am, unong solutes man ngayon ma'am ana sa loob ka blood vessels na mo? Well, it is your what? It is your proteins and any other solutes that can be found within your blood vessel. It can be your potassium, your sodium, ayan, particularly your albumin. Kaya nga 'di ba napapansin niyo, kapag manas ang isang pasyente, usually the doctor will what? The doctor will order for albumin. Albumin is a human albumin. Ayan. It's a protein that is normally found within our plasma. Ayan, that keeps the fluid inside. Ang gagawin kasi ni albumin, it will attract using osmosis, it will exert oncotic pressure para yung mga fluids, na nasa labas ng blood vessel, pumasok siya sa loob. Babalik siya sa loob. Kasi yung fluids na yun, dapat naman talaga part siya ng plasma or part siya ng dugo ng isang tao. Ayan. So, that is what happens with oncotic pressure. Okay? Sige. So, that is what happens in transudative pleural effusion. So, if the oncotic pressure, of course, will be very low, ayan, kapag mababa yung oncotic pressure natin, of course, kulang yung force or kulang yung attraction, kulang yung solutes na mag-a-attract or that will keep the plasma or the fluids within the blood vessel. So, of course, sasabihin ng fluids, wala namang attractive place dito. Let's look for it somewhere else. Ayan. Oo. So, ang mangyayari kapag mababa ang oncotic pressure within the blood vessel, lalabas po ang fluids. Saan yun? Sa blood vessel, particularly in your capillaries. Oh. How about exudative? Ayan. Kapag exudative pleural effusion, di ba nga nabanggit natin doon sa doon sa naunang illustration, the difference between transudative and exudative, it happens when there is inflammation. Di ba? Ang other pala nito is pyothorax. Ayan. Pyothorax. Kasi baka sa board exam hindi na exudative ang ilabas, baka pyothorax lang ilabas. Ano po? Nangyayari to when there is inflammation of your pulmonary capillaries or inflammation in the pulmonary capillaries. Inflammation. Kapag inflamed ito, 'di ba? It will increase the permeability. Ayan. Increase capillary permeability. Ayan. Bakit? Anong nangyayari? Because there will be large spaces in between the capillary walls of the blood vessels. And anong mangyayari? Anong mangyayari? So, ang mangyayari, since there is an increased capillary ability, it will allow more fluid immune cells, tapos large proteins, to leak, from the capillaries towards the pleural space. Di ba? Ayan. To leak out of the capillaries. Towards pleural space. Ang pinaka-problema doon is the fluids. The fluids and the immune cells. Ayan. So, what would be the causes? Ano po? Hindi pala natin napag-usapan yung causes dito sa transudative. Sige, unahin muna natin itong exudative. Kalimutan ko. So, what are the causes? Ayan. Causes. Natin. How about the causes? Ayan. Ano yung nagko-cause para magkaroon tayo ng exudative pleural effusion? It can be what? It can be trauma. It can be trauma. Ayan. Nabugbog ka. Ayan. Can cause exudative pleural effusion. Malignancy or cancer. Malignancy. Ano pa? Inflammatory conditions. Such as what? Such as lupus. Ayan. It can be what? It can be infection. Such as what? Pneumonia. This is very common, ha? Oo. And kapag may infection po sa loob ng lungs ng pasyente, remember that the infection can spread into the pleural space. Ano po? The infection can spread into the pleural space. So it will lead to what? Kapag nag-spread na po yung infection sa pleural space, it will cause loculations. And in the long run, kapag naging okay na yung pasyente, ano po, it can lead to what? It can lead to fibrinous walls. This is the, kumbaga, the probable prognosis na. Ano po? Ayan. Kapag fibrinous din po kasi ang walls ng isang tao, hindi na siya elastic. Ano po, it loses its elasticity and thus hindi na siya ngayon nakakapag-expand and contract ng maayos. Naapektuhan po ang paghinga ng isang pasyente. Ano po, or yung isang tao na gumaling na sa exudative pleural effusion. Yeah. O, balikan natin. What are the causes? Ano yan? Ano naman ang causes ng, ng transudative pleural effusion, no? Okay, sulat natin dito. The causes, di ba, na tayo? It can be cirrhosis. Bakit? Kapag may cirrhosis ang isang tao, remember that the liver makes fewer proteins. Particularly what? Particularly your albumin. Kaya nga di ba pag may cirrhosis, di ba nagkakaroon ng ascites yung isang pasyente? There is collection of fluid within the abdominal wall. Ano po? Ayan. Kasi kulang nga sila ng, masyadong mababa ang oncotic pressure ng isang taong may cirrhosis. Then, another one is nephrotic syndrome. Ayan. Bakit nagkakaroon ng transudative pleural effusion ang isang taong may nephrotic syndrome? Because the proteins sorry. Kasi po, ang protina ng isang taong may nephrotic syndrome ay nailalabas niya kasama ng kanyang ihi. Ano po? The protein is lost in the urine. Ayan. There's excessive loss of protein. Ayan. Through the urine sa nephrotic syndrome. Ano po? Ayan. So, how about hydrostatic pressure? Ito kasi itong causes lang ito ng lowered oncotic pressure eh. Ito eh, oncotic pressure lang ito. So, how about How about the causes of high hydrostatic pressure? Magbura tayo ha. Balikan nyo na lang mamaya if ever hindi nyo pa siya nakopya. Kalimutan ko kasi ito kaya nag-backtrack na lang tayo. So, the causes or probable causes, ng increased hydrostatic pressure is what? The most common cause is heart failure. This is what? Hindi naman siya most, no, more common cause. Bakit? Kapag may heart failure po ang isang tao, remember that a person with heart failure, the heart cannot pump out the blood. That is within the heart. Ayan. That is within the heart, ano po, towards, towards the rest of the body. Ano po, so ang nangyayari, ano po, so it backs out. Ano po, bumabalik siya. Ano po, it backs up, ayan, into the pulmonary vessels. Ayan. Pulmonary vessels. Ayan. So pag napuno na po siya doon, of course, it's fluid, it will look for somewhere else to go. 'Di ba? So thus making it thus causing high hydrostatic pressure against the lung capillaries and increased amount of what? Increased amount of fluid leaking from the capillaries, then pulmonary or pleural effusion. Ano po? So, ipapatuloy natin ito. So, increase blood pressure on pulmonary vessel. Tapos, of course, ayan, it forces the fluid, from the capillaries into the pleural space. Ayan. Ano lang kadili. Yan ang nangyayari sa hydrostatic pressure. So, let's move on. Ngayon, ma'am, how about lymphatic pleural effusion? Ayan, tapos na tayo sa transudative, tapos na tayo sa exudative. Let's talk about lymphatic pleural effusion. So, kasaad dito, it is when lymphatic fluid accumulates in the pleural space. Kasi po, hindi siya na-drain away on time. 'Di ba? Ayan. So, what are the causes? It can either be damage during surgery or tumors in the mediastinum. Ano pa? Anything. Ano po? Anything that can cause blockage, ayan, or obstruction in the lymphatic duct of the patient. Ano po? Ayan. Kasi itong lymphatic pleural effusion, it happens when the thoracic lymph duct is disrupted. Oo. Kasi normally our lymphatic system is working continuously, 'di ba? But if it is disrupted, it can cause blockage or obstruction. Plus, it won't be able to drain properly the lymphatic fluid. Ano po? Within the pleural space. Ayan. So, Let's go on with the signs and symptoms. Ano po, what are the symptoms of pleural effusion? Actually, ang symptoms ng pleural effusion, it depends on its size. Ano po? Bakit? If it is small amount, ayan, small amount or a little bit more than usual, ano po? Oo. It can be, ano yan, maybe asymptomatic. Malalaman mo na lang yun kapag ano yan, usually nalalaman na lang yan during x-rays, ayan, or ultrasounds. Ayan. Oh, malalaman mo siguro yan kasi asthmatic ka, ano, you have pneumonia, ayan. So, sasabihin na lang yan ng doktor, oh, may tubig ka sa baga. Oh, pero kaunti lang naman, madadala lang naman ito ng gamot. Yan. However, if it is a large effusion, ano yan, there might be pain. Ang tawag natin dyan is pleurisy. Oh, and shortness of breath. Which is worse when lying down. Bakit? Nalulunod yung baga natin. Ano po? Nalulunod yung baga natin. Kaya, mas mahirap huminga kapag nakahiga. Oo. So, kapag nagtitreat tayo ng pasyenteng may pleural effusion, di ba, ano yan, the best suggestion would be semi-Fowlers, ano po, in other patients. But with patients with pleural effusion, talagang high back rest po talaga tayo, 90 degrees. Oo. So, how will you diagnose a patient with pleural effusion? Oo. Upon auscultation, you will observe, ayan, you will notice that the patient with pleural effusion have decreased breath sounds. Ano po? Bakit? Kasi po, merong tubig na ano yan, nakabara or ano yan, nandoon sa pleural space. So, hindi natin agad-agad maririnig yung breath sounds ng pasyente during auscultation. Ano po? Yan. Because the lungs is submerged into fluid. Next is dullness to percussion. Ano po? Then, decreased aeration, of course. O, hindi na nakaka-expand ang lungs kasi merong nakasagabal na tubig. So, kaunti lang yung na-inhale and exhale ng pasyente, 'di ba? Oh, then kapag nakita mo ano 'yan, during X-rays if ano 'yan, if one side of the lungs has a very large amount of pleural effusion, there might be tracheal deviation. Yung trachea ng pasyente, tiko na siya. Ano po? Oo. Naglilin na siya towards the unaffected lungs. Ano po? Because the other lung which has pleural effusion is being pushed, ano po, is being forced towards the good lung. Diba? Ayan. So, ma'am, what is tactile fremitus? Ano po? Oo. Pag sinabi nating tactile fremitus, this is what? This is vibration of the chest wall when speaking. 'Di ba? Try mong magsalita tapos ano ka ng ano yan, allow your friend to auscultate your lungs. May vibration yan. Oo. May vibration kayo niyang maririnig. This one here, ito pala, in this illustration, this is an example of an X-ray taken from a patient with pleural effusion. Kung mapapansin mo, dito, dito sa left side niya, kompleto pa. Ano po? Ayan, kompleto pa yung lungs. Whilst on the other side, ito na lang ang lungs niya. Bakit? Yung puti, tubig na yan. Oo. Kita nyo may arrow nga, di ba? So this one is the pleural effusion. So, what is the management or what are the management? Ayan. Of course, the management, since there is an excessive amount of fluids, we will be removing the fluid. Oo. We will be removing. Removal of fluids and treating the underlying cause. Ayan. Ano po? So, how will you do that? Usually, kapag masyadong marami na yung tubig sa baga ng pasyente, ano po, in order to alleviate the clinical manifestations, the doctor will order for thoracentesis. Ano po? Ayan. Bakit? Thoracentesis is being done, of course, to remove the fluid. To remove the fluid within the pleural space. Ano po? Ayan. To relieve the symptoms. Relieve symptoms. And aside from that, ano po, kapag kumuha na siya ng pleural fluid, pwede niya na yung isend sa laboratory in order to find out, to find out the cause. So, anong nangyayari? Paano to ginagawa? Ang thoracentesis, guys, is when a needle is inserted just above the rib. Ayan. Mapapansin nyo, just above the rib. Ano po? Dito. Usually, don't worry. Usually, doktor ang gumagawa nito, hindi naman nurse. But, it's good to know. Ano po? Bakit, bakit just above the rib? Ito, because ginagawa niya to in order to avoid injuring the neurovascular bundle. Ito, nakikita niyo itong tatlong tuldok na ito. This is your neurovascular bundle running along the underside of each rib. Yan. So, in order to prevent hitting that nerve, just above the rib tayo. Ano po? Depende po kung nasaan located ang fluid. Ano po? Ayan. So, based on the thoracentesis drain, usually kapag transudative po ang pleural effusion ng patient, the fluid is clear. Ano po? Kapag exudative naman, since it is exudates, it's more likely to be pus. It is cloudy. Ano po? Maputi, mukha siyang cloud. Kapag lymphatic fluid naman, it is milky. Ano po? And kapag isinend mo siya sa laboratory, the exudative fluid of a pleural effusion, will be, is filled with, of course, immune cells. Kapag lymphatic fluid naman, it is milky because it is filled with fats. Yan. O, diba? Because it's high in protein and high in LDH. Oh. So, how will you manage? Natapos na, nakapag-thoracentesis na kayo. Usually, kapag small effusions, usually from heart failure, if it's, caused by heart failure or any other, underlying causes, usually nadadala lang yan sa diuretics. Oo. And sodium restrictions. Diuretics and sodium restrictions because using the diuretics, it will what? It will drain away all the excessive fluids within the patient's body, diba? And sodium restriction in order to what? Remember, where sodium goes, water follows. So, para ano yan? Para mapigilan natin ang pag-accumulate ng excessive water within the patient's body, restrict the sodium. How about large effusions? Ayan, usually from cancer, ayan, we drain it. Ano po? We drain it with a tube. Ayan, usually, um, we drain it and it can be, because of, it can be, by thoracentesis or a chest tube. Ano po? Oh. On the other hand, kapag large loculated effusion from pneumonia or tuberculosis, ano po, kasi large na siya and it is loculated, we perform surgery. Bakit? Kasi po hindi na siya madadala ng thoracentesis lang and ano yan, thoracentesis lang or chest tube lang. Ano po? Because ano yan, the fluid can be what? The fluid can be pasty, can be very sticky, that it won't actually be able to be drained by a normal tube. Through thoracentesis or chest tube. Ano po, kasi nga mukha siyang pasta. Ang tawag natin dyan is empyema. Ayan. Empyema. Ayan. Oh, yung paste, paste, paste like exudates. Pleural effusion. Ayan. So, ang kailangan, ang gagawin, ooperahan ng pasyente, then the doctor will now drain the fluid, scrape it, and remove it from the pleural space or the pleural cavity. Ano po? So, tapos na tayo sa pleural effusion. Let's talk about pneumothorax. Ayan. Actually, ano pa ito eh, kasama pa to siya sa pleural effusion. However, kapag sinabi kasi nating pleural effusion, this is more on fluids, di ba? On the other hand, pneumothorax is what? Pneumothorax is air inside the pleural space. Di ba? Air inside the pleural space. So, remember that your lungs, ayan, or our breathing is being regulated by two pressures within the pleural space. Ano po? Two opposing forces. Ano po? Sulat ko. Pressure within the pleural space is established by two opposing forces. We have one, your muscle tension. Ayan. Muscle tension of the diaphragm. Ayan. And chest wall. Bakit? Remember that your diaphragm and chest wall contracts and expand, di ba? They contract and expand the thoracic cavity. Oh, ano yung pangalawa? Pangalawa, we have what we call the elastic recoil. Of the lungs. Bakit? The elastic recoil kapag parang lastiko. Ano po? 'Di ba ang rubber band kapag ano binanat mo siya, ayan, when this rubber band reaches a certain point, it reverts to its original size, 'di ba? It is same with your lungs. Ano po? Oo. It pulls the lungs inward. Oo. After it expands at a certain degree, 'di ba? So these two forces create balance. Ano po? And somehow a vacuum within the pleural space. Ano po? These are the pressure that maintains the small amount of pleural space. Ano po? Within the pleural cavity. So ang nangyayari kasi sa pneumothorax is kapag itong two opposing forces na ito is na-cancel. Ano po? Oh. So, mag-pathophysiology tayo. Ano po? Remember that the pleural space is like a seal. Ano po? Ayan, para siyang balloon. Ayan. So, when the seal of the pleural space is punctured, anong nangyayari? The air moves in. It can either be from within the lungs or from the chest wall. Ano po? So, ang nangyayari, it nullifies the pressure within the pleural space, yung dalawang pressure na nabanggit ko kanina. Oo. Ayan. And muscle tension. The muscle tension and yata ako naman. Stroke. Pleural space, it is your muscle tension. Iba ng kulay. Muscle tension and lung recoil. Ito yung dalawang binanggit ko kanina, 'di ba? So kapag nangyari 'yon, the lungs will be depende if it is your right lung or left lung, the affected lung pulls in. Hindi na siya mahihirapan na siyang mag-expand. Ano po? So kapag nangyari 'yon, it will lead to collapse. Ayan. And since there will be an excessive air within the pleural space, the chest wall will spring out. Ano po? Oh. So, remember kapag nag-collapse ang lungs ng isang pasyente, 'di ba? So, kapag collapsed ang lungs, kulang ang ventilation, so it will now limit exchange of air. Alin yun? Mababawasan ang oxygen and there will be a collection of carbon dioxide. So, yun ang problema. Ano po? Yun ang nangyayari sa pneumothorax natin, mga kaibigan. Oo, ganun po ang pathophysiology ng pneumothorax natin. Sana naintindihan. Ano po? So, meron tayong iba't ibang klase ng pneumothorax. Ano po? It can be spontaneous, it can be traumatic, and then the pinaka-problematic is the tension pneumothorax. Kapag sinabi kasi nating spontaneous pneumothorax, from the word itself, spontaneous, it comes out of nowhere. Ano po? Oo. Biglaan lang siyang nangyari. Ano po? Ayan. So, ang nangyayari kasi sa spontaneous pneumothorax, the alveoli develops a tiny leak. Ano po? Sulat ko na dito. Our small pato. Oo. The alveoli develops tiny leak, which can be seen here in this illustration. Kung papansin nyo, napunit yung alveoli. Ano po? Napunit. So, the air from within that alveoli seeps out into the surrounding tissue. Diba? So, the air seeps out or seeps into the surrounding lung tissue. Lumabas siya. Ano po? So, during that time, typically, since kung kaunti lang naman yung pair niya, ano po? So, it typically heals up. Ano po? Gumagaling naman siya without causing any problem. So, sa alveoli. However, ang problema ngayon kasi meron na tayo ngayong air pockets. Ano po? Meron na tayong air pockets kasi meron ng air sa loob ng lung tissue. Nasa labas ng alveoli. We call it what? We call it bullae or air pockets. Remember, yung air pocket na ito, nasa loob pa siya ng lung tissue. Ano po? So, eventually, this air pocket breaks. Ano po? Kapag na-break siya, pumutok yung air pocket natin ngayon, it will cause a hole in the visceral pleura. Visceral pleura. Ayan. Bakit? Remember, your visceral pleura is, ano yan? The one that is adjacent to your lungs. 'Di ba? So, mabubutas ngayon yung visceral pleura mo ngayon. So, it will now lead to what? To air in the pleural space. Ayan. Ganun lang kasimple yun. Ano po? So, we have two types of spontaneous pneumothorax. It can be primary. Pag sinabi nating primary, this is what? There is absence of underlying condition. Bigla lang siyang nangyari. It's spontaneous lang talaga. Parang nagkayayaan lang kayong magbarkada. Sige, outing tayo. Sige, go. Walang reason. Ano po? So, usually it happens with thin, tall, ayan, adolescent, male, holding breath. Ayan. So, those are the predisposing factors para magkaroon kayo ng primary spontaneous pneumothorax. Ayan. Kapag sinabi naman nating secondary spontaneous pneumothorax, there is underlying condition. What are the examples of the underlying conditions? It can be your what? Your Marfan's syndrome. It can be your cystic fibrosis, emphysema, or lung cancer. Ayan. So, pag-usapan naman natin yung traumatic pneumothorax. Kapag traumatic pneumothorax means there is trauma that causes the air to build up inside your pleural space. Diba? What are the example? For example, gunshot wound. Gunshot wound. Ba yan? Oo. Gunshot wound. And it can be stab wound. Stab wound. Ano pa? Oh, that trips through the parietal flora. Ano po? Trips through parietal flora. Oh, so this time, pag traumatic pneumothorax, since it is caused by a trauma, ang parietal flora po ang usually may problema because the parietal flora is the one that is adjacent to the chest wall of a person. Diba? So, because of the trauma, ayan, sa parietal flora, the air goes from outside, from outside directly, directly into the pleural space. Ayan. So, ganun lang po kasimple. Ano po, yun lang po ang nangyayari sa traumatic pneumothorax. Nagka-trauma, ayan. So, nagkaroon ng butas sa chest wall ng pasyente. Yung hangin pumasok sa pleural space. Tapos, oo. How about tension pneumothorax? Ano po, ang problema kasi sa tension pneumothorax, there is the build-up of pressure. Ano po? Oo. Ano po? The pressure builds up. The pressure builds up. That makes it much more like an emergency. Ano po? So, it is same with spontaneous or traumatic pneumothorax, but it creates a one-way valve. Ano po? Where air can go inside the pleural space but cannot leave. Ano po? Usually, it is because of a flap. A flap of tissue that doesn't allow air to leave. Oo, may valve kasing involved. Ano po, pinapapasok niya yung hangin sa loob pero hindi niya pinapalabas. Ano po? So, because of pressure build up, it compress the heart and lungs. So, making them less functional. Making them less functional. Ayan. So, yan po ang nangyayari sa tension pneumothorax. Ano po? Yan lang ang tatandaan nyo. So, kapag nangyari yon, kapag na-compress po yung heart and lungs ng isang tao, remember, kapag involved ang heart ng isang tao, it makes it very dangerous. Bakit? Because kapag na-compress ang heart ng isang tao, what happens? The heart now cannot fill up properly. Yan. And, syempre, kung kulang ang input, kulang din ang output, di ba? Remember that our heart is only a pump. Kung kulang ang dugo na pumapasok sa heart natin, kulang ang kulang ang mau-oxygenate ng lungs, And kulang din po ang oxygen na mailalabas or kulang din yung blood na mailalabas. 'Di ba? So, lowering now the cardiac output. Ayan. So, yan po ang problema. Ano po? That is the clinical picture of a tension pneumothorax. So, what are the symptoms? Usually, ano po, ang una nating mapapansin, there is shortness of breath. Of course, because of the presence of air in the pleural space, di ba? Magko-collapse ang lungs. So, shortness of breath. And there will be chest pain. Ayan. There will be chest pain. So, what are the signs? Ano po? During auscultation, there will be reduced breath sounds. Ayan. And upon percussion, you will notice a hyperresonance. So, how about the management? Ano po? Or the diagnosis? The diagnosis, same with the other, ano yan, we will be, sulat ka dito. Diagnosis, of course, SOP, chest x-ray, or CT. Ayan. Chest CT scan is necessary. Ano po? So, kung mapapansin nyo sa chest x-ray and ano yan, yung collapsed lang sa chest x-ray, it's almost black. Ano po? Then, kapag may tension pneumothorax, kung mapapansin nyo sa chest x-ray ng isang tao, you will notice a displacement in the chest structures. Ayan, showing tracheal deviation, etc. Ayan. So, almost same lang po ng diagnosis ng pleural effusion. Ano po? So, how about the management? Kapag spontaneous pneumothorax na walang shortness of breath, ayan, kapag no shortness of breath, no treatment necessary. Oo. Kasi wala naman siyang shortness of breath, wala namang chest pain. So, it's okay. It will resolve on its own. Ano po? However, if there is large and severe symptoms, ayan, large, severe symptoms, ayan, it will require chest tube. Ano po? To evacuate the air from within the pleural space outside. Ano po? Ayan. Same with tension pneumothorax. Ano po? Ayan. Kapag tension pneumothorax, automatically, ang gagawin ng doktor, it will insert chest tube. Bakit? Ang gagawin niya, it will be an escape route. For escape route for the air. Ayan. Para mapalabas po yung hangin sa loob ng pleural space ng isang pasyente. Ayan. So, how about your hemothorax? Ayan. Pag sinabi naman natin hemothorax, this is what? This is your collection of blood in the pleural space from the word hemo. Diba? Hemo means blood. Blood. Ayan. Hemo means blood. So, collection of blood in the pleural space. Ulat ko pa ba? Sige. Oo. Collection of blood. Ano? Mahirap tingnan, no? Kasi color blue siya. Let's change it into black. Ayan. So this is the collection of blood in the pleural space. And so, what would be the cause? Of course, it will be thoracic injury. Diba? Blood ang involved eh. Ibig sabihin, since there is, thoracic injury, nagkaroon ngayon ng pooling of blood within the pleural space or the pleural cavity. So, what will be the initial symptoms? Ano po? Pag sinabing thoracic injury, it can be gunshot wound, stab wound, anything that causes injury to the thoracic, within the thoracic cage. Ano po? So, the initial symptoms, of course, dyspnea or difficulty of breathing. You might have chest pain. Ayan. Siyempre, injured yung thoracic area mo eh. Tachycardia in order to compensate. Remember, hemo, blood. So, there will be blood loss. Ano po? Bakit? Yung blood, instead of nasa loob siya ng blood vessels, nasa loob na siya ng pleural space. Ano po? So, tachycardia in order to compensate. Ano po? Then, shallow breathing. Siyempre, kasi napupuno na ng dugo yung pleural space mo. So, hindi na ngayon makapag-expand ng maayos yung lungs. Then, diminished breath sounds on affected side. Then, cold clammy skin. Then, anxiety and restlessness. Ano po? So, ano ba kasi ang nangyayari? Ano problema sa hemothorax? Ano po? Oh, remember that your hemothorax, ayan, takes up space. Ayan. Same as what happens with the pleural effusion and pneumothorax. Parehas din. Hemothorax, it takes us space. Aling space? Your pleural space. Ano po? Which limits and restricts lung expansion. Plus, since it is blood, it is thick, it provides pressure. Saan? On the lung tissue. So, anong mangyayari? Since it takes a space, hindi nakakapag-expand na maayos yung lungs, there will be alveolar hypoventilation, and then, magkakaroon tayo ngayon ng VQ mismatch. Ayan. So, because of the hypoventilation, there is perfusion, but there is no ventilation. Or since may dalawa tayong scenario. Or the other thing is, merong ventilation, but since yung dugo is natapon na nga, o there is internal bleeding, kaunti na lang yung circulating blood ng pasyente, there will be less perfusion. Ano po? So, anong mangyayari? There will be a presence of shunt. Ano po? Or circulation. This is if hypoventilation happens ha. Circulation of unoxygenated blood. So, if the collection of blood becomes large enough, ano po? Wala pa. What happens if the collection or if the hemothorax becomes large enough? Sige. If it becomes large enough, anong mangyayari? Ano po? There will be increased pressure on the vena cava blood vessels in the lungs, which will lead to what? Decreased preload and increase in pulmonary vascular resistance. Then eventually, this one will lead to decreased cardiac output. Decreased cardiac output, hemodynamic instability, and eventually cardiac arrest. Ayan. This happens, by the way, usually kapag merong tension, pneumothorax. Ayan. Yun po ang nangyayari kapag napabayaan or hindi naagapan ang hemothorax ng isang pasyente. Ano po? Cardiac arrest agad. Kaya siya nandito sa acute biologic crisis. Ano po? So, remember that each pleural space can hold up to 1,500 ml of blood. Ano po? So, just imagine kung mapupuno po yung yung pleural spaces of both lungs, it will amount to 3,000 ml or 3 liters of blood, which signifies, significant blood loss. Ano po? Yung 500 ml nga na mawala sa'yo, di ba? 500 ml na mawala sa'yo during surgeries. Laking bagay na yun. Usually, nag-order na yung doktor ng, ng blood transfusion or, iron infusion. Kapag ganon, di ba? Oo. So, significant blood loss will lead to hypovolemia and eventually it will lead to hemorrhagic shock. Ayan. Ganun lang po kasimple yun. Oo. So, what are the causes? Ano po? The causes of bleeding, Causes are any causes. Ano po? Pag sinabing causes, it is caused by bleeding into the pleural space. So, anything that can cause bleeding into the pleural space, yun po, it can lead to hemothorax. Ayan. So, we have 3 types. We have traumatic, iatrogenic, and non-traumatic. Kapag sinabi nating traumatic, ano po? This is the most common cause. Usually, we have penetrating injury, blunt injury such as rib fracture, ayan, na nag-puncture sa lungs ng pasyente, ayon. Damage to the aorta, ayan. Anticoagulants, yan. Ito, traumatic. Ano po? Kapag sinabi mo naman na iatrogenic, ayan, this is caused by, medical procedures. Ano po? Caused by medical procedure. Such as what? Central line insertion. Central line insertion, nagkamali yung doktor na puncture yung yung lungs, yun. Ano pa? Catheter rupture of pulmonary artery or pulmonary artery catheter rupture. Ayan. Ano pa? Lung biopsy, surgeries, ayan, or CPR. Ayan. Bakit? Nasobrahan sa kakadiin o nagka-rib fracture yung pasyente. O tapos during the CPR, kapapump mo kakapump, na-puncture yung lungs. Ayan. O. That is iatrogenic. How about non-traumatic? Kapag sinabi nating non-traumatic, this is spontaneous. Ano po? This is less common. Usually it happens with people with cancer, vascular disorders, aortic rupture, ano pa? Yun na, yung anticoagulant therapy. Ayan. Sometimes, ang nangyayari din from pneumothorax, it can also lead to hemothorax. Ano po? Meron din tayong tinatawag na, ano yan? Tension pneumothorax or tension hemothorax, sorry. Ayan. Pag sinabi nating tension hemothorax, this is what? This is the accumulation of blood and causes a significant mass effect leading to lung compression and mediastinal shift. Ano po? Which is your, pag sabing mediastinum, central chest. Ano po? So, anong nangyayari? Because of the cardiopulmonary compromise, there will be tachycardia. Diba? There will be tachycardia. Jugular vein distension. Ayan. Actually, the jugular vein distension depends on the hypovolemia, the level of hypovolemia of the patient. Then, tracheal deviation. Tracheal deviation. Of course, there is cyanosis. Cyanosis. Then, profound hypoxemia and hypotension. Oh, profound hypoxemia and hypotension. Of course, because there is blood loss, 'di ba? Hindi lang po obstructed ang lungs natin, yung dugo po mismo is nagsispill, nagbi-bleed ka sa loob. So, kulang na nga yung air mo or the oxygen, kulang pa ngayon yung blood na magsusupply sa tissues mo and vital organs. Ano po? Then, respiratory failure. Then, eventually, it will lead to cardiac arrest. Ayan. So, how do we diagnose? How do we diagnose tension pneumothorax or hemothorax? Of course, chest x-ray, this is common. Ayan. Usually, you will see a blunting. Ayan. Blunting of the costophrenic angle. Phrenic angle. That is the angle in between your lungs and your diaphragm. Ito po sa may gilid. Then, CT scan. Oo. Ginagamit ang CT scan to best look. Ano po? Best look at the location kung saan mismo matatagpuan yung hemothorax ng isang pasyente and the size. Oo. It can also diagnose or the potential injuries and find the bleeding sources. Pag chest x-ray kasi makikita mo lang, okay. Oo, meron siyang hemothorax. Pero in order to know the cause, better do CT scan. Kapag ultrasound naman, it can be used for rapid evaluation. Ano po? Used for rapid evaluation of bleeding. It is more sensitive than X-ray. And since it is ultrasound, ano po? It is a more superior diagnostic tool. And of course, kapag may trauma ang isang pasyente, there is heavy use in trauma. Ano po, meron kasi tayong tinatawag na FAST. Ano yan? FAST. What does FAST mean? Ang tawag niyan is, ang ibig sabihin ng FAST is what? In the trauma codes, we call it your focused assessment with sonography in trauma. Ayan. So, anong tinitingnan? Halimbawa, galing sa code yellow ang pasyente, vehicular accident. Ano po? During code yellow or vehicular accidents, ginagawa ang FAST. Ano po? Tinitingnan during ultrasound, tinitingnan ang number 1, pericardium. Number 2, perisplenic. Number 3, perihepatic. And number 4, the pelvis. Because these are the areas that are highly vascularized and can cause, if there is a trauma in any of these areas, it will cause massive internal bleeding. Ano po? Oo. Then, aside from FAST, we have EFAST. Kapag EFAST naman, yung E stands for expanded. Ano po? Expanded. Ang idadagdag lang po dito sa 4 na ito will be what? The oblique and anterior view of your hemithorax. Sorry na, pangit ng silat ko. Hemithorax. Ayan. Bakit? It will assess for bleeding and the presence of pneumothorax. Tama po? Ayan. So, how about the management? Ayan. Kapag conservative management, ayan, this is being considered kapag ang pasyente is asymptomatic. Ano po? When the bleeding is smaller than 300 ml. Ano po? So, usually, we only monitor the patient, and eventually, the blood will be absorbed over the few weeks. Ano po? Usually, ang binibigay lang natin yan is analgesics, Ayan. Analgesics. Tapos, checking lang, monitoring of labs. Ayan. And follow up. Ayan, follow up lang ng chest x-ray or ng ultrasound. Ganun lang. Oh, that is what we call the conservative management. Ano po? Kapag ano naman, kapag medyo madami, the doctor can do thoracentesis. Ano po, thoracentesis, same as what we've discussed in the pleural effusion. However, this is not commonly used. Ano po? Not commonly used. Bakit? Remember, in paracentesis kasi, ang usually ginagamit lang is the IV tubing. Ano po? IV tubing which is narrow. Ano po? It's very narrow, and since we are going to deal with blood, remember that blood has the ability to coagulate. Ano po? So kapag nag-coagulate siya sa sa tube ng thoracentesis, it will only cause obstruction. So walang kwenta. Ano po? Instead, the gold standard treatment is the chest tube. Ano po? This is the gold standard treatment. Mas malaki kasi yung diameter ng chest tube kesa dun sa tube na ginagamit para sa thoracentesis. Ano po? So, we will drain away, ano po? Drain the hemothorax. Then, aside from that, we record the amount. Ayan. Then, of course, we monitor. We monitor for continuous bleeding. Ayan. Usually, ini-insert yan at the 5th intercostal space. Mid-axillary line. Ayan. Kaya kapag may chest tube ang isang pasyente, usually that is where you will find the chest tube insertion site. Tama po? Ayan, it can either be on the right or on the left. Depende kung alin yung affected lung ng pasyente. Okay? However, meron tayong meron tayong precautions. Ano po? Because when doing the chest tube, ano po, there is risk for organ damage. Ano po? Ayan. We have precautions. So, please consider the risk for organ damage. Aling organ? The lungs. Bakit? Kasi lumampas niya yamang sa pleural space ng pasyente. Instead niya na hanggang pleural space lang yung pagka-insert ni Doc, na ilaliman niya, na puncture na pati yung lungs. Ayan. Kaya mas dumami ngayon yung hemothorax ng pasyente. That is an example of organ damage. What else? There is a chance of it entering the abdomen of the patient. Ano po? Ayan. Then, if you will connect it into a suction, kasi usually, kapag ganyan, the doctor will order for, chest tube connected into negative suction. Ayan. The suction will be, only 20 centimeter water. Ayan. Usually, we will make use of 32 to 40 French. Ayan. para ma-drain talaga. Ano po? Para ma-drain talaga yung blood sa loob ng pleural space ng pasyente. So, ano yung mga nursing management natin? Of course, we will have to consider or to position the patient in high Fowler's position, pain management as ordered by the physician. We will continue the oxygen therapy as needed. Then, chest tube and thoracentesis monitoring. Monitor the ABG of the patient. Ano po? And monitor for shock. Ayan. Anong shock? Hypovolemic shock. Ayan. Okay? So, I think mahaba na yung oras natin. This is it for now. We will continue everything else on the next video, okay? So, I'll see you again sometime. Maybe tomorrow I will send another video. So, good luck learning, everyone. Thank you.